Hey Saxon Geometry students, we're going to go over lesson 1. I only get 10 minutes on this section of YouTube, so it's going to have to be short and sweet. You have 3 things that you mainly have to remember about lesson 1, and that is point, line, and plane. The 3 basic terms that we are going to begin our geometry lesson with. Point, line, and plane are considered primitive terms or undefined terms. It's funny that their definition is that they are undefined, but what it means is that we don't break them down into any smaller components. We use these terms to define other terms. The point has no dimension. It takes up no space. We use a dot to graph it, to represent a point, but it is a location, and we label it with a capital letter. So let's call this point P. Lines now are an infinite number of points all strung together. Any 2 points constitute a unique line. If I have any 2 points, I can connect them with a straight line, and I'll call this point A and point B. Lines go out to infinity in either direction. They are one-dimensional. Points are no-dimensional. Lines are one-dimensional, and we label lines by using any 2 points on the line, such as this. In this case, this would be line AB. But since the line is going in either direction, we could just as easily call this line BA, and we would put that little line with the arrow symbols on top of it. So this could be line AB or BA, either way. Sometimes we label the lines with a small lowercase letter out to the side. For instance, in this case, I'll use a small L, and so we could have called this line L, line AB, or line BA. Now, planes have 2 dimensions. They go out left and right and up and down. Any 3 points that are not in a straight line constitute a plane. Now, planes are usually labeled by a capital letter in the corner. I'm going to call this plane M. So we would label this plane M by using that letter out to the side. Now, there are a couple terms that we want to be familiar with as you're doing this lesson. Remember, point, line, plane. It all boils down to that. Space, by the way, is the set of all points in 3 dimensions. You would think of a cube representing all space and all the points that could be in there. Space would be 3-dimensional. Point, no dimension. Line, 1 dimension, indicated with 2 points. Plane, 2 dimensions, and you need 3 points. Space is 3-dimensional. Now, here's some terms that we're going to want to know. Let the vocabulary work for you. It's not so much a matter of just memorizing lots of things, but listen to the words. We're going to talk about collinear and coplanar. Co means together, cooperate, co-laborer, co-worker. Co is together. So collinear, together on the same line. Points that are collinear are on the same line. If I have this line and I have these 3 points, X, Y, and Z, we say that X, Y, and Z are collinear because they lie on the same line. Point D out here is non-collinear. It does not lie on the same line. We could draw a line, though, through any 1 point and D, but it is not collinear with X, Y, and Z. Same thing with coplanar. Points or lines. Lines that are coplanar lie in the same plane. If this piece of paper represents a plane, and this represents a line. I don't know if you can see that very well. Let me try this pen. This pen's a little bit better. And this represents a line. All the points on that line lie in the same plane. If the line lies in the plane, then all the points on the line lie in the plane. Now, what happens if the line does not lie in the plane, though? Well, that brings us to our next set of terms, and that's intersection. A line can intersect with a plane. I can cut it through here. This line does not lie in the plane, but it intersects the plane, and it intersects the plane at a point. Let's talk about intersection. You know what an intersection is, those of you who are learning to drive. When two lines intersect, they intersect at a point. In other words, that point lies on both lines. They intersect. When a plane intersects with another plane, this one's a little trickier to do. When a plane intersects with another plane, they form a straight line. You can see the yellow plane and the brown plane are intersecting, and what they have formed is a straight line. So when planes intersect, they form a line. When lines intersect, they intersect at a point. Point, line, and plane. Really read the questions. Geometry is really about reasoning. Think about what they're asking you. See if you can draw a sketch of some of the things. That will definitely help you on some of the homework. And bring in your questions on Thursday, and I will see you then.